Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to more Stranded: Alien Dawn, where Emmeline is currently feeling very insulted by Quinn's terrible sense of humor. Hilarious. Anyway, so in the last video, we landed on this strange alien world. We've constructed ourselves a very basic base. We have converted our shelters into some rudimentary storage areas. We're farming at the moment, and I do have a very basic house set up over here. Next thing to do, of course, is to go ahead and get some furnishings in here, also some windows so that people are able to get a draft in here, and maybe a bit of light. So maybe some nice little wooden windows like this could make some sense. Yeah, sure, I kind of like the idea behind this. And then as far as our cooking station, let's go to production, and we can set up a cooking stove over here using some metal. I cannot place it underneath a window for some reason, which I think is a little bit stupid, but okay, we'll just go ahead and place it down here in a corner. I'm not saying that Emmeline's ever gonna burn anything. I mean, she's kind of an awesome cook, but on the off chance she does, I would like to be able to just get the smoke out of here nice and quick. Not that that's actually a feature in the game. Now that I say that out loud, I want to make sure people don't get confused. No, smoke, as far as I know, does not build up. It'd be really cool if it did, though, wouldn't it? What other things would I like to do right about now? We can move all of our furniture inside here, and it becomes kind of like a kitchen dining room experience, which makes some sense. And the good news is you don't have to deconstruct everything. You can actually just move some of your furniture around. It makes things a whole lot easier. I'd also like to get some storage. We can place down, let's say, some simple storage shelves, and this becomes a place where we can store our raw food. Plus, I don't know, let's say, how about a storage shelf set up in the corner over here for our cooked meals, and then another one for some medicine over here. There we go. What do you mean I don't have enough lumber? Oh, that's silly. All right, it's just time to go on a mass deforestation run. That can't possibly antagonize the wildlife or anything. What is this, Factorio? Okay, our stove is set up. Now, over here, you can make the same quick recipes we have seen before, and we're going to go ahead and do exactly that because I want to have some vegetable soup and I want to have some meat soup available just so we don't run out of meals. However, we also have access to things like tasty recipes, so let's say some pies or pizzas or stew, that's nice, and even some chef recipes like fruits flambé or a chef's steak using some meat and some alcohol. Oh, wow, that sounds pretty good. Even ratatouille. Alas, I don't have all the ingredients I would need to make higher quality food, but that is something we'll work toward eventually in the future. For now, at least we have a proper dedicated cook stove, and we can stop putting down recipes on the campfire. I'm going to turn off refueling over here so we don't keep tossing sticks into the fire. No one's living out here. We shouldn't need it right now. And we will, of course, have to use up even more fuel here in the cook stove, but I think that's going to be fine. Down this way in the wooden shelves, let's go ahead and make sure that only raw food is allowed to be stored here. And then over here, we will allow only the cooked food. And then over here, we will have the medicine, exactly as I said I was going to do. What else can we do? We should be able to set up some furniture like, how about a double wardrobe? Yes, I like this idea. Good place to store some weapons, good place to store some clothing in our bedroom. We'll also eventually need to get some heating sources. We could place down a fireplace. Heating stoves wouldn't be bad if we did have some metal alloys, but I do not. Where would I place? Ooh, boy, fireplaces are big. Could place it close to the beds. Doesn't seem like this would be very comfortable to me, but, you know. There we go. I think this house is looking pretty darn snazzy with all the windows and stuff. Oh, God, there's an extra wall over here. Right, let's just go ahead and deconstruct it. But if you can ignore the obvious flaws, I think it's a charming little first house for us. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Let's go ahead and start researching something. I'm thinking winemaking. I know, that seems kind of unnecessary, but have you noticed how many of these bush fruit we have around us? We can make a ridiculous amount of wine. It's fantastic. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. For funsies, I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to want to have other sources of food at some point. Some of this food is not going to last for terribly long. We should learn about local wildlife. That would make sense. How about these bloated insects? All right, I want to observe those things and find out what they're all about. We can't just keep calling them bloated insects. There's got to be some sort of a name for these things. Something fitting for this extremely bulbous, gelatinous monster. Jack, what's wrong with you? You're having some serious happiness issues. I don't know why. You should be pretty good. Not enough fun things to do. You know something I think you would enjoy? I'm betting you would enjoy a shooting target. We're going to set one up over here in the rocks where it's safe and you shouldn't be able to hurt anybody. How's that sound? But yeah, we can use that for some extra target practice. There's that winemaking tech. Excellent. Still have not managed to scavenge any metal alloys, which is unfortunate because if we had that, we would be able to start upgrading some technology for power grids. Oh well, not able to get there yet. We'll just go ahead and start salvaging the landing pods. Yeah, we got that technology to deconstruct the ship parts. I think that's more likely to get me some of the resources I need. Did discover something. The humming fly. Okay. Apparently these giant bugs here are called humming flies. Emmeline has nothing to do. Rita's almost done learning about the bloated insect. What is it called? It is called a glutch. Actually, I love that name. That seems extremely fitting for this thing. The glutch. Ew. Hey, we found some metal alloys. Beautimus. Now I can learn how to make some electric grids. Let's go ahead and research that next. Also, I'm gonna construct a few of these fermentation barrels over here. We can put this bush fruit to good use, because I've got, well, like over 1,000 of them. CPU cores? Advanced processing units. That's pretty nice. Gotta love salvaging the pods. It's got a lot of cool stuff. Jack is upset again. Jack, what is the problem? You could have a meltdown at any moment. Few fun things to do. Too dark? What do you mean it's too dark? All right, fine, fair enough. Fair enough, it's dark. Let's go ahead and set up a few wall torches. How's that gonna work out for you? What about these big horned animals? They are still unknown things. Oh, good lord. All right, Rita, you were this close to finishing the observation. Why did you have to stop what you were doing? Ugh. Priority system, man. Sometimes it messes with you. Ulfin! That's what they're called. Uh-oh. More aggressive animals, huh? Alright, it's more of these stupid overgrown insects. Well, they're not messing with me right now, so let's hopefully get everyone through the night so we don't disturb their sleep, because that already hurts their mood. We kind of need to get these guys some separate bedrooms and soon. But for right now, this is going to be fine. We'll wait until morning, and then we'll go clear these guys out. Actually, I might not even need to. These flightless birds are running through and clear them out for me. Hey, awesome dodos. Well, that's just great. Tell you what, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to observe these things while I can. We actually needed to observe their corpses earlier. I just wanted some of the meat. Insect meat, I know, very nutritious. But yeah, by just observing them, we can find out a bit more about them. You have to have dead animals if they are aggressive. That's the only safe way to actually find out more about them. So we have finished researching very basic power grids, and if we click over here, we can see that we can set up some power poles, we can get a power cell generator. If I had any power cells, there's a switch, and of course the lightning rod. Doesn't give us a lot of information on how to generate some good power though, so there's more research we need to do. Since we discovered some electronics, we actually could learn about solar panels or wind turbines already. Diesel generators are another option if you don't have any electronics, and these use up some of that volatile fuel that we've discovered earlier, and you can turn that directly into power. Now that said, it would make a lot of sense to also have some batteries researched somewhere. I don't know exactly where that is. It's not battery optimization. There's another way of getting... Oh, there it is, energy storage. Yeah, we want that coupled with some sort of a generator. So let's start with the energy storage. This cave dweller modifier appears to be hurting me a fair bit. A carpet or wooden something, anything on the floor. They don't like bare floors, huh? Is there anything I can do with that? Yeah, we could set up something. Soft carpet, leather carpets, skin bark carpets, or stone paving or whatever else. I guess I'm okay with setting up some nice wooden flooring. I mean, it's kind of expensive, and in my opinion, not really worth the effort, but -5 mood all the time because they think they're living in some sort of a cave, which is a very hurtful thing to say about this house, by the way. It's something we probably want to get rid of. Did we finish learning more about that bug, or did the bug disappear? I actually don't see the bug's body anywhere. I don't think we managed to discover it before it decomposed, or an animal ate it. Oh, that's frustrating. New resource complete. Wine! Hooray! All right, that should make people feel a little bit better about themselves. 30% chance of getting drunk on consumption. Lots of happiness, though. Really? 30% chance, huh? Regardless of quantity drunk? That's interesting. So some days you're able to handle your liquor, and the other days you're complete lightweight. Is that how it works? All right, fine, fair enough. All right, so is that whole cave dweller thing gone? Yes, it is. Excellent. Oh, and creature comfort. So it's a total of a 10 mood swing for us. Get rid of the -5, add in a +5. Well, that's nice, I guess. Still not very many fun things to do, and Jack's in a little bit of pain. Apparently his cirrhosis is acting up, which I guess I didn't really know that cirrhosis could really hurt much, but I guess it makes some sense. That's a power cell. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Scavenge. Okay, cool. We found power cells. No idea what to do with them, but they're there. Energy storage tech is done. Let's go ahead and start working on solar panels or wind turbines. The wind turbines take less electronics, but they do take more alloys, and I don't really have any of those. I think I'd rather just go ahead and make some solar panels. So we'll do that, followed by, let's say, some diesel generators, and maybe some sensor devices. Maybe. Or, actually, other stuff might make more sense. What about, like, some musical instruments? A didgeridoo and a handpan. Perfect. That should deal with people's boredom. Good old music soothes the beast. Looks like we have a whole load more buttermelons to harvest. Yeah, I've got kind of a lot of food. This has definitely not been an issue so far. Gonna try growing some heptagonia, just so we have a source of sweet syrup nearby, plus a few extra trees. Because it never hurts to just have some extra sources as I inevitably start chopping everything down, but none of it's very, very important. We're honestly looking good on so many fronts right now. There's the low battery sensor. Ah, that's the kind of sensor I was actually thinking of. Okay, so let's get over here and set up a quick battery. I'm going to set it up kind of close to the house itself, so right here should be fine. And next to this, I also want to have a low battery sensor. We can place it right against the wall. Let's say right over here should be fine. Once I have a diesel generator, I'll also set one up over this direction. And what you can do is you can actually set these guys up on a circuit, and this will function as a logic gate. If you ever do fall below a certain level of battery charge, it turns on the diesel generator. Otherwise, it turns it off so you don't waste any fuel. Ah, solar panels are done. Excellent. So let's go ahead and get a couple of these set up as well. Someplace where I think the sun is going to be shining plenty. Something like this will probably be fine. Let's just try for 2 for now. I think that's all right. And we might need a wooden power pole as well. I'm pretty sure we do, actually. So something like this would be fine. That should hook up everything I care about. What are some other things that would make sense to craft? How about some drying racks using some wood? That way we can start drying out some meats and leathers so the stuff doesn't spoil as often. And I'd like to be able to craft my own leather. That's going to be very handy come winter because we're already most of the way through summer. And obviously it's going to get very, very cold. So I'd like to be able to make myself some proper coats or jackets. So there we go. We've got that set up. We want smoke leaf? And no. Raw red meat, I'll leave that alone for the moment. Hides? Yeah. Let's go ahead and start drying these things out. Pretty much infinitely. Also, that about wraps up the diesel generator. So we're going to go ahead and get this sucker set up over this way, like so, and it's already hooked up to the power pole that I've got. Excellent. Okay, so that's going to be all of our power needs being taken care of. We are charging up some electricity, as you can see here. It's currently charging at 40 electrical units per, I don't know, what, day? Something along those lines? So from here, let's go ahead and hook up some sort of a circuit. I'm going to create, let's say, circuit 10. And I'm going to have the diesel generator hooked up to that as well as soon as it finishes, which is right about now. Control circuit will be 10. And let's see, from here, I want the circuit to specifically say if we fall, I think it's below, let's say, 30% power, go ahead and turn on the diesel generator. There we go. Looks like that worked. Okay, so as long as we are above 30%, which we are right now, then the diesel generator turns off, and we're not going to be using up any of our fuel. Excellent. Very good for emergencies. Now, what should we do with this newfound power? We should, 1, go ahead and get rid of all these stupid wall lights, these torches, because that's very primitive, I would say. We can get rid of these darn things and replace them with some proper electric lights. Well, I would do that. We actually don't have any darn metal alloys. Ugh. All right, fair enough. Need to start scavenging more of this spaceship debris. That would be nice. Well, what about things like an electric cook stove? No, that also takes metal alloys. Of course it does. All right. As soon as we're done with the musical instruments, I'd like to go ahead and start learning about metal refinement. So we can take some metal ores and turn those into alloys. Not that I have found any ores that I know of, at least as of yet. That's rock chunks, blah, blah, blah. These ores? Ah, interesting rocks over here. We should observe those. Now, I'm a little concerned that everyone's clothing is degrading, and by the time we get to the end of the year, we're going to be running out of clothes. We should probably go ahead and hunt some additional animals, not even necessarily for the meat, but just for some extra hides that I can tan. Musical instruments are done. Handpan, didgeridoo. Oh, they're over here. And they take metal alloys. Of course they do. All right. How about a dartboard? Can I make this out? Nope. That also takes some darn alloys. Good lord. A new insect nest has been discovered. Okay. These are actually dangerous. These are an aggressive species, for sure. So, I don't know how best to deal with all of these little guys. I would love to observe them, but they're dangerous, so that's not going to be an option. We'll want to clear this out at some point. That said, it should be far enough away from my base that I don't feel too threatened by it. There's my base. So they're way up over there. All right, I can handle that for now, but they might send some waves of enemies towards me. Oh, great. Even more aggressive animals, and they're eating all of my bush fruits. All right, tell you what, Jack and Rita this time. Let's go ahead and draft you guys up, and let's get over here. Rita has tremendously long range with her bow. That's kind of cool, as opposed to the laser pistols, I guess. Well, let's just go ahead and get a little closer and draw some attention. This time, we should definitely be able to research them, right? I think so. There we go. Got him. Looks like some of these guys actually blow up, too, which is really awful. Okay. So we got some bleeding and some superficial wounds we'll have to deal with, mostly on the legs, which are unsurprising. Blast wound, temporary shock on their consciousness. Yeah, these bloated overgrown insects appear to explode. Well, that's no good. We finally learned that this stuff is ore. I could have told you that from looking at it, but all right. Let's go ahead and just extract some of this ore, get that set up, and then under production, we can get ourselves a furnace. The furnace I'll set up over here, I guess. I don't know. Should be fine. And what is this? Oh, okay. The scarabs are called scarabi. What do you know? So let's see, with the furnace already set up, it looks like we can just smelt up some, I need ore first. We could turn metal scrap into alloys directly, and that's not the worst thing I've ever heard of, since we have about 500 or so of it. Seems kind of reasonable, at least for now. Hey, there we go, let there be light, he said, and there was light. Excellent, okay. So with that all taken care of, no one's going to be in the dark anymore, and we should see that we are slowly draining away some of our charge, but at least during the day, these solar panels can more than make up for it. I'd love to get rid of this cook stove in favor of a proper electrical stove as well. I imagine there's at least a few other things that we could get for some electricity as well. So, for example, we could place down a heater, which uses up some electricity in order to create some temperature, which makes sense. Air vents would allow us to have some heat exchange between rooms. Might make sense to build some of that here, but I don't really have space at the moment. That's kind of unfortunate. Whatever, it's an open doorway. It's going to be fine. At some point, we should be able to research some proper AC units as well, which we can hook into a wall, and you guessed it, it just controls the temperature. Looks like we finally managed to tan up some leather as well. Excellent. So if I want to, I'll be able to start sewing up a bit of clothing. Don't see a lot of point in doing that this second, because it's just going to start decaying at a time that I don't need it, but as we get into autumn, it's probably time to make some clothes. We've also researched refrigerators. Excellent, so our food can finally stop spoiling. Let's go ahead and place one of these down. Wow, it's massive. All right, right over here should be fine. It's going to take a lot of metal alloys, which I don't exactly have at the moment, but that's fine. Let's use whatever ore I've got and basically just go ahead and smelt it down. There we go. Fridge is set up, and a great place to store up a load of our extra buttermelons, which is great, but most importantly, we'll be able to store some of our cooked meals. So this stuff is going to finally stop spoiling on me, which is great. What does the fridge consume? 52 power every 24 hours. Really? Because that's a lot. Right. Well, I mean, you say that. I guess, I don't know exactly how much this is going to be producing. How much does a solar panel really produce? 235 per 24 hours. Oh, what was I worried about? I saw the 20 here, and I thought maybe that was per day, but no. So we are producing more than enough power right now. We're completely fine on that front. Okay, well, that's reassuring at least. Now, to be fair, the fridge isn't done consuming power per 24 hours, so this 8 corresponds to the 20 most likely. Plus, of course, it is running during the night as well. I'm going to assume that one solar panel is just a bit more than a fridge and some lights are going to require combined. That still leaves me with one extra solar power to start filling up the battery, which means I still feel pretty good about swapping over to an electric stove. Animal migration. Dear God, a whole mess of olphins have arrived, and they're huge! Right, I'm going to go ahead and hunt a few more of these down, because I do think that getting some extra leather is going to be good for me. Also learn about these Draka. What the heck killed the Draka? I have no idea. Okay, we got a bit of an animal attack. That might have been a slight error in judgment. Rita, run away. The herbivores are feeling restless. Jack, I need you. Come over here, please. And also, you know what? For good measure, Emmeline, get over here and help me out. We got a couple of these guys getting aggressive. I'm sorry. Actually, not sorry at all, but I really don't like consequences for my actions. So we'll just have, let's say, Rita park right here. Jack, keep running back and take a few shots. Let's just see if we can get this thing to bleed. That should make it a lot easier to kill, right? I think so. There we go. Easy enough. Just gotta pay attention and don't let anyone do anything stupid. Alright, let's go ahead and butcher these creatures. Starting to get colder, by the way. 9 degrees Celsius out here, because we are getting into autumn. Yup. I'm gonna go ahead and try to start queuing up a bunch of different crafting jobs for some new clothes. Everything's starting to fall apart. Oil presses. All of this could be kind of useful to me. Yeah, I would like to get some clothes. Sad thing about shirts, though, is you have to have some form of cloth. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to find some more cloth, but if we are not allowed to use things like the veggie leathers, then everyone might be going shirtless in the near future and relying entirely on a coat, which doesn't strike me as outstanding, but, you know, if that's what you got, that's what you got going into winter. Anyway, I think we made some really good progress here. We've got electricity up and running. We are smelting some alloys. My cooking is looking really good. We produce a freaking ton of wine, which is awesome. And we're not that far away from winter, which means I need to start pickling some vegetables and preparing for a winter. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell. And I will see you guys next time.